Hey everyone, thanks for joining live on Renegade Thrifter. So as you see the title of this video, I wanted to complete this series that I made from the East Coast to West Coast and then West Coast to East Coast RVing full-time. My wife and I have been RVing full-time now since June of 2018. And the first 6 months we were a host at a campground. And then we decided to take the road and travel for 1 full month, actually a little bit over 1 full month. Because on the way back, our RV caught fire, so it took a little bit extra time to get back. But on the way back, we came from Las Vegas through New Mexico, Arizona, and I might miss some states here, but Texas, then Oklahoma, Arkansas, Tennessee, Mississippi, and while we were about 5 miles out of Birmingham, Alabama, before we turned on I-20 to get back towards Augusta, Georgia, which was our destination for the end of our trip, our RV caught fire, and we didn't expect it. We had a pretty good trip. We only had a few flat tires. We had a 13 belt brake the first day of our travel. And when we were driving down the road, it was dark, which was, I think, a good thing for us. But there was a family driving by in a minivan, and they were honking. My wife looked behind us. She said, "I think we're on fire." And I looked in the rearview mirror as well. I saw some flames on the passenger side, pulled over as quick as I could, and luckily enough, I was on the right side of the road, on the highway, on the 3-lane road, and there was a lot of trucks going by. But pulled over, and the family actually that honked and let us know, they pulled over right in front of us, which was really godsend, because not only they let us know there was a fire on the RV, but they also were able to watch my baby girl, almost 2 years old, and our 3 dogs while my wife and I put out the fire. Now the husband and the family, he assisted as well. We're trying to get some of the buckets of water and bottles. We had water bottles and we had water on board. We had probably half of our water reservoir still full. So my wife was in the RV, pumping water out of the faucet, putting in buckets. I was using little 16-ounce water bottles. Because our main fire extinguisher, when I pulled the pin, it did not work. We couldn't find a secondary one. Now, one of the people that stopped, there was this family, and there was another gentleman who was off-duty EMT. One of them had a fire extinguisher. They didn't take it out until the fire was almost extinguished, but it did help. But I did get some burns on my right arms. I can't see here. Actually, see if I can pull down my sweatshirt here. Give me a second. Show you right here. All right, some nice little burns on my arms. I think I have about 5 or 6 spots. I didn't realize it till the next day. Now, when I was putting out the fire, I did notice my arm being having some blaze on there, some of the remnants, because what I did is we first started off with water, but it reflashed, and the fire was caused by the exhaust catching on to the side of the RV, and that happened because one of the flat tires had pushed the exhaust up underneath, closer to the outside part of the RV, but had reflashed. So I went back in, I grabbed my baby's blankies that I found, and the cover that was on the bed, hit the flames with the blankets, and the fire remnants fell on my arm. It was enough, but then I noticed there was more embers on the side. Now, during that whole time, the first thing we did is we got our baby out of the car, make sure she was safe, put a majority of the fire out, and then I went back in to get my 3 dogs, and then we finished putting out the fire. Now, somebody had called the Birmingham Fire Department, and police department, our state patrol showed up, and they were able to look at everything, make sure that fire was out completely. Now, they cut a hole on the inside of the RV to make sure there was no wood still on fire inside. And they also cut a hole on the outside of the RV to make sure that it didn't reflash, because they said it was safe to drive. There was no damage to the tires. We were able to control the fire on the outside, but there was still a nice, by the time we got done, there was a nice hole on the side of the RV that was probably a good 2 feet by 2 feet wide. So we got back on the road. We drove to Birmingham, stayed the night at a Walmart, looked at everything in the morning, got back on the road, drove all the way to Augusta, Georgia, and we stayed at my wife's dad's place, who had some room out in the country. So we emptied out the whole RV, everything that we had inside, got rid of the smoke, fire smell, because it was really strong. Actually, my wife got sick that same day when we got there at night, because there was a fire down the road when we had stopped, and she smelled that and made her really sick for a couple hours. But anyways, we got everything cleaned up, cleaned the outside. We put a 16 gauge panel over where the hole was, trimmed it up, make sure it was all safe and all to drive. Put everything back in, and we got back on the road. Drove up to North Carolina to where I took a position as a host at a campground here, and I'm going to be doing this for a little while, but at the same time, I will still be doing some traveling, maybe taking the RV out whenever we have a chance, but we're also going to be doing some more thrifting and some more reselling online and offline. So if you have any questions, tips that you're looking for, be sure to let me know. I just signed up for a Patreon account, which I had never done before. But if you're interested in some of my videos, you like the content I'm putting out, you want to see more of it, I'm not making any money from YouTube. Currently, I only have 850 subscribers or so, but I do have over 300 videos. So if you want to go back and look at some of those videos, I'll be creating more. If you have any questions, comments, any tips, something you would like to see videos about, let me know. And those who do contribute to Patreon, I will make some time to be able to help them out if they have questions, in addition to what I may be able to answer through these videos. If they're interested in thrifting, reselling, or full-time RVing, or even becoming a host at a campground, to do that to where they can trade work for a place to stay for free. That would, in most places, are going to be including a free site. Different for the amount of times you trade off with what they provide as well. So anyways, I appreciate everybody that's watching this either live or recorded. Be sure to come back and check out the rest of my videos. Give me some subscriptions if you haven't subscribed yet. Share with your friends. I'm trying to build this channel to over as many subscribers as possible, so people can benefit from what not only I have to share, but also my wife, my family has with our experiences with thrifting, reselling, and